안녕하세요. 오늘은 에티오피아 참전용사 후손을 만나기 위해서 여기에 왔습니다. 에티오피아 참전용사 후손인 버거셔가 이곳 그 학원들이 밀집되어 있는 노량진에서 에티오피아 전문 식당을 운영한다고 하는데 우리 한번 들어가 볼까요? 들어가시죠.
This is our kitchen,
Okay.
and my wife is cooking now. Can visit her.
그때 에티오피아에서 먹던 맛이 그대로 살아나는데? 응?
인제라. 인제라 정말 맛있네요.
여기 와서 또 아버지가 피를 흘려 싸웠던 이곳에 와서 살게 된 것들 좀 몇 가지 좀 물어보기 위해서 저희들이 이렇게 좀 찾아왔습니다. 지금 몇 살 때 한국 전쟁에 참전하셨는지 혹시 아세요?
My father actually, Kanyo Battalion, the name of the Ethiopian Expedition Army, was participated in the Korea War starting from 1951. And Ethiopian Army was in the war, every year one battalion.
Mm-hmm.
There were 5 battalions. The first 3 battalions were directly involved in the war, in the confrontation, but the last 2, 4th and 5th, were peacekeeping forces. My father was participated in the first Kanyo, which was in 1951, and he served 1 year, and later he came again in 1953 as 4th Kanyo. In the first battalion, he was 23 years old when he comes to Korea. And in that first round session, he was wounded on his thigh.
Oh, yeah.
And the bullet was there until his death.
인상적으로 좀 기억에 남는 이야기가 있다면 잠깐 좀.
The thing that I remember, I was not even born when he was here in Korea. I was born in 1961. So after growing up, he used to tell me about how Korea was devastated, how the war was really killing the people in the country. A very sad feeling when he tells me about that war and innocent civilians killings and very hopelessness in that. He also told me about the love of the Koreans, for their country, their devotion and hope even in that devastating situation to revive from the war. And he told me also when he was wounded, he went to Japan for medical support. I think he spent some 2 months there until he recovers from his wound and came back to Korea. And whenever the cold season comes, he was always in pain for his wound. He feels, the painful things on his wound, and he remembers that the Korea War and the situation with. And when he meets with his friends, Korea War veterans, they always discuss about that dire situation.
가족들의 삶은 좀 어땠어요?
Almost after the war was ended, 6 years later. By chance, my father was also imprisoned for 8 months. It's almost in 1960. So, after he finished his term, he was assigned to the farthest war zone. This is bordering Somalia. We call it Ogaden. And he was living in a very hardship, including his family. The family were 4. There was my sister and me, and my mother. We were supposed to go with him to that very arid desert area and a secured area. And after finishing his job, he was retired. When we came back to Addis Ababa, settling in Addis Ababa, he used to stay only 5 years in peace. Again, the change of government came, the Mengistu communist regime came, and the Somalia aggression started. When that happens, they were recalled again because they were highly professional soldiers, and they were supposed to serve their country again. And he went again to Somalia front, and after the war ended, again they sent him to North, Eritrea. There were, protracted war for about 17 years in. Very unfortunately, he died in Eritrea. He used to be a soldier almost for 40 years, nearly, and he died very poor, even he cannot support his own family. Happy serving his country. They were committed to serve their country.
용사 후손으로서 현 시대를 살아가는 우리 대한민국 국민이나 우리 대한민국 젊은이들한테 뭐 한마디 하고 싶은 이야기가 있다면 어떤 것이 좀 있을까요?
But Koreans were not alone. Our fathers also participated in this war, which confirms that Ethiopia and Korea are bloodily cemented countries, that our relation will never fade away, will never be forgotten. I feel Korea is my second country because my father shed his blood for this country. The young generation should have to be, understand that we are together. We should help each other. We should understand each other. Though Ethiopia is far away, let's not forget this friendship, this brotherhood. Thanks for the Korean government and the Korean civil societies. They are serving Ethiopian Korean veterans and the descendants. I want that relation to be promoted more. Our relation, more deepen, get along together in every walks of life. And Ethiopian says, blood is thicker than water. Our relation is not can be forgotten. Let's go together. The generation is new now, but they must understand their father's relation, the fight that they did shoulder in shoulder.
아마레치 에티오피아 레스토랑을 통해서 많은 우리 한국 사람들이 또 즐거운 시간들도 많이 가지기를 희망하겠습니다. 지금 우리가 이제 한국 전쟁이 끝난 지 70년이 되었는데 오늘은 우리 서울 노량진에 있는 에티오피아 참전용사 후손인 버거셔씨가 운영하는 이 레스토랑에 와서 이분들의 삶과 그동안의 이야기를 간단하게 이렇게 들었는데 앞으로도 저희 사단법인 한국전쟁 참전국 기념사업회는 참전용사들하고 그 후손들의 삶 이것을 어떻게 도와줄 것인가 그들과 어떻게 우리가 연결해서 그때 그분들의 희생을 우리가 기억하며 감사를 할 수 있을까를 계속해서 저희들이 우리 국민운동으로 잘 전개해 나가겠습니다. 감사합니다.